is Tired Night, Tune Ties Life. I'm about to be reacting to the victims of Larry Bird. This should be an interesting video. Like, comment, subscribe. I can see that it got 40,000 views in 3 weeks, so seems like a pretty popular video. We're about to get into it. Like, comment, subscribe. Like, comment, and subscribe, and yeah, let's not waste no time. Let's get into it. Oh, just to let y'all know, I'm gonna do 2 parts, part 1, part 2, because the video is like 24 minutes. I talk quite a bit in these videos, so the video might be longer than I want it to be if I do it like 24 minutes. So I'm gonna split it up in 12 minutes for each video. Yeah, let's get into it.
Dismantled the NBA's greatest player, humiliated cocky defenders by telling them what he was going to do, then actually doing it.
Crazy.
And once won a 3-point contest without even taking his warm-up jacket off.
For the money. Yo!
Tonight, you'll meet every last one of them. The legendary coach that ducked his former player, the NBA bully who got humiliated on national TV, and the team who couldn't stop Bird, even when he was only using his left hand.
Crazy.
I'll show you why Larry Bird was the king of trash talk, the greatest shooter the NBA had ever seen, and how he humbled countless Hall of Famers and opponents for disrespecting him. These are the victims of Larry Joe Bird. Larry Bird wasn't supposed to be an NBA legend, and from afar, he certainly didn't look like one. He was just a skinny kid from French Lick, Indiana, a working-class town with barely 2,000 people. His dad was a Korean War veteran who struggled to hold down jobs. His mom worked 2 or 3 at a time just to keep the lights on. Bird didn't grow up dreaming about the NBA. He just loved playing basketball and found solace on the court from life's daily struggles. Now, Bird was a great high school player. Sure, he wasn't the fastest, but he could shoot, pass, and most importantly, outthink everyone else on the floor. By the time he was a senior, he averaged 30 points a game and earned a scholarship to Indiana University. It should have been a dream come true, playing for the legendary coach Bob Knight at the biggest school in the state. But Larry Bird hated it. The 30,000 student campus overwhelmed him. The crowds, the big city feel, it wasn't for him. So he dropped out after just 24 days and moved back home to French Lick, where he quit basketball and instead worked as a garbage truck driver. Most people thought his basketball career was over, and it probably was. Until a desperate assistant coach from Indiana State named Bill Hodges showed up at his house. Hodges, along with Bird's high school coach, were able to convince him to give college one more shot, this time at a smaller state school. And what happened next was pure madness. In his very first college season, Bird averaged 33 points, 13 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 steals, and a block per game
Crazy.
on 54% shooting. He took a mediocre state college that no one cared about, from 13 and 12 in 1975, and improved them to 25 and 3 in a stronger conference. As a junior, he got even better and more efficient, 30 points and 12 rebounds, and a spot on the consensus All-American team. Indiana State finished second in their conference. Then came his senior year, 29 points, 15 rebounds, nearly 6 assists, and 2.5 steals per game. The Smith, the Wood, and the AP, he led Indiana State to a perfect 33-0 season, and a spot in the national title game against Magic Johnson and Michigan State. We'll get to that result later, but Indiana University and Coach Bob Knight, they never scheduled a game against Bird. Despite the pressure from media, players, and fans across the state for 3 years, Bob Knight, the same coach who recruited Bird initially, didn't want the smoke. He was terrified. Years later, Bird said, quote, "We would have beat him." So the first real victim of Larry Bird's wasn't some unsuspecting high schooler or college player, though there were plenty. It was the legendary coach that recruited him, lost him, and then ran from him like the plague. Once he realized that Larry Bird was playing for the other team. Now, by the time Bird became available for the NBA draft his junior year, he was...
Okay, that's different. The coach is scared of Larry Bird because he knows what it is. He probably saw him in practice, and he was murdering people. Like, he knows what he would do to their players. He's seen it in practice, live. Like he definitely was not trying to schedule a game. And they weren't in the same conference, so it's like, because they're a small school. Indiana University is a bigger school, so like they could avoid them. They could definitely avoid them. They don't see them in March Madness, any of that. Like you definitely can go 3 years without seeing Larry Bird, and that's what he wanted, because he didn't want it. He didn't want that smoke. That's actually crazy that a coach would be scared of Larry Bird, would fear Larry Bird, and would fear what he would do to his players. That's a different situation. I've never heard of that before, but yeah, that's Larry Bird. He's different. He's that dominant. He's instilling fear into a lot of people when it comes to like performing on the court and what he could do. People are scared of what he could do, not what he did before in the past, or what he's doing at that moment. It's like they're scared of what he's gonna do if there's a chance that they're gonna play, and it's like the fact that you're that good is kind of scary. It's scary. That's hence why like a coach of that stature wouldn't want to play Larry Bird, and he's very smart. He knows what would happen. So yeah, it's crazy. That's insane.
He wasn't just some college basketball player. He was a national phenomenon. The Celtics knew it too. They drafted him 6th overall in 1978, knowing he was going back to college basketball for his senior season. Then in 1979, Bird refused to sign with the Celtics and made them sweat until they wrote up the largest rookie contract in NBA history. So Boston got their guy, and Bird got his due. RIP to the Celtics bank account for a brief moment. But around the same time, a tall point guard out of Michigan State entered the league too, and their rivalry was already burning red hot. The two biggest stars in college basketball history had just lit up the 1979 NCAA championship game, Magic Johnson's Michigan State versus Larry Bird's undefeated Indiana State. It was the most watched college basketball game ever, and it ended
31.5 million.
Loss. Larry hated it. So when both players entered the NBA that same year, Magic to the Lakers and Bird to the Celtics, the rivalry didn't stop. It just changed arenas. Once again, Bird immediately turned the Celtics around, leading them to a 32-game improvement. He averaged 21 points, 10.4 rebounds, and 4.5 assists per game, winning Rookie of the Year in a landslide. Sweet revenge against Magic, who finished second in voting. But Magic? He went straight to the NBA Finals. And in Game 6, with Kareem Abdul-Jabbar out, he started at center and dominated the Sixers, dropping 42 points and 15 rebounds, winning a championship in his rookie year. That was a bitter pill to swallow once again for Larry. So the following year, in 1981, Bird came back and won the All-Star Game MVP and an NBA title of his own. But then Magic responded with another Lakers championship in 1982.
Back and forth.
Bird took home the MVP in 1984 and finally got his revenge in the finals, beating Magic and the Lakers in 7 games, with Celtics fans calling Magic, quote, Tragic Johnson, who turned the ball over in multiple clutch situations and missed free throws to win the game in OT. But that didn't last. Magic bounced back in 1985, took another title, and reclaimed the throne. Sure, Bird won his second MVP that season, but that wasn't enough. So Bird answered with another masterpiece in 1986, a third MVP in a row, leading a 67-win team to an NBA championship again. Back and forth these two go. MVPs, NBA titles, and more crazy highlights than one can count. You couldn't tell one player's story without the other, and that was the beauty about this rivalry. Magic and Bird were each other's biggest victim and bully simultaneously. Depending on the year, they were just one-upping each other and sharpening each other. And fans got the show of a lifetime, and the league exploded in popularity. When they finally shot a Converse commercial together in the late 80s, it marked a turning point in their relationship.
Yo, honestly, like, this rivalry was like poetry in motion, because it's like back and forth, back and forth. Larry Bird won a championship. Magic won a championship. Larry Bird won a championship. Magic won a championship. And it's like when Larry Bird wasn't winning championships, he was still getting MVPs. He was still getting all these accolades. Same thing with Magic Johnson. It's like it's a beauty to watch, like because both players started up like playing against each other in the NCAA, and well, Bird lost to Magic in the finals, but it kept on evolving into something like beautiful to watch. Like it was crazy. And I can imagine whoever was around that time watching them play, they were probably very entertained. I know anybody that's watching this probably watched Larry Bird and Magic live when they were playing. Let me know how y'all feel about the rivalry, because the way they mapped that out, all the years of their accomplishments, is absolutely crazy. That's the timeline, like Magic Bird for the championships, and then Magic Johnson won like a couple in a row, right? And then Larry Bird was back to it, got his third, but he got 3 MVPs in a row. Like both of them were dominating in different ways, winning and then MVPs. I'm not sure how many MVPs Magic Johnson got, but it's crazy how both of them were like going back and forth. It was like a back and forth thing when it came to their competitiveness and winning and accolades and who's dominating the league in a way. But both of them at the same time were dominating the league equally.
Bird Conference made a pair of Bird shoes for last year's MVP. Yep. When they made a pair of Magic shoes for this year's MVP. Okay, Magic, show me what you got.
The rivalry had become a friendship.
We sat down next to each other. How was your summer? Oh, it's going good. How was yours? It's going great. He said, man, it's a nice spread you got.
He's asked me, is this where you play? I said, yeah, I play here if it's not windy. If it's raining or windy, I go to the gym. But this is where I do all my work. But that's Magic. He makes everybody feel welcome and warm, and he's a con man.
But while Larry and Magic clashed over and over again, sometimes Magic falling short and becoming Bird's victim, or vice versa, the other NBA players in that time frame weren't so lucky. Bird was calling his shots, humiliating NBA stars and setting records all along the way. And the scariest part, nobody could stop him.
The break in the middle, Bird a runner. Yes.
He's very erratic, but he can do it when he's hot.
Feeds it into Bird. Larry through the lane, hits it.
Especially a young up-and-comer named Michael Jordan. Before Jordan was Jordan, he was just another rookie trying to survive in Larry Bird's NBA. And in 1986, the Chicago Bulls got front row seats to a masterclass. The Bulls, they had no business being in the playoffs that year. They scraped in with 30 wins. But they had him, Michael Jordan. And in Game 2 of the first round against the Boston Celtics, he went nuclear.
That was the Christmas massacre, but
dropping an NBA playoff record 63 points in the Boston Garden. Bird's reaction, quote, "That was God disguised as Michael Jordan." But here's the thing. The Celtics swept the Bulls. Jordan gave them everything he had. 49 points in Game 1, 63 in Game 2, and it didn't matter. Larry and the Celtics were too much.
penetration move. Bird over Woolen. Pick and roll, decides to go strong to the hoop. Bird inside the hoop. Larry Bird, not an easy task. Oakley comes out to me.
Larry averaged 27 points, 9 rebounds, and 9 assists per game against MJ.
Coming up, Bird goes for 3.
And through his career, won all 6 of their playoff matchups. Sure, Air Jordan got his too.
Trying to fake Bird, can't do it.
Yeah.
Michael Jordan averaged nearly 40 points per game, 6 rebounds, 6 assists in the 6 games versus Larry.
9:44 to go.
So I wouldn't say Jordan got embarrassed.
Bird.
He got educated.
Keith Banks has to roll off, but Bird still has time to get the shot.
And Larry, he was the teacher. Now, this wouldn't be the last time they met, but this was the first and the start of a long pattern. Jordan would go off, and Bird would walk away with the win.
Michael Jordan didn't beat Larry Bird. You showed Michael Jordan going between his legs one time in the highlights, against Larry Bird. And that was the game he got 63.
That's when he dropped 63 on Bird. Yes.
But if memory serves me correct, they got swept. No, not lost. They got swept. So Michael Jordan in the 80s, right? He never won. And he never beat Larry Bird. He never beat Magic and Kareem.
Now, some rivalries like Magic and Bird or Bird and Jordan are built.
I need to see that the context of that interview, because it's like, yeah, he never won the 80s. I think when he started winning, it was around the 90s. I don't know if his first championship was 89, 90. Let me know. I can't remember. I have to look. I can't remember. But yeah, Isaiah Thomas, like that. I think it's a little bit of bias there, a little bit of rivalry. They had a thing back then. It's like, okay, all right. He never beat Larry Bird. Let's act like Larry Bird is not one of the greatest of all time, and Larry Bird wasn't in his prime back then, and Larry Bird didn't have the Boston Celtics. Like, okay, he didn't beat Larry Bird. Larry Bird is very good. Like, come on now, he's very good. And Jordan was still turning into the greatest of all time. Like, he was still getting there. Like, he wasn't there yet. He was a very good scorer. Larry Bird even talked about how he was probably the best player he ever played against at that moment. But this was still a young Jordan, even though he had Magic Johnson that he played against, who was better than Michael Jordan at that moment. But Larry Bird could see his potential. That his potential was far more than any of those guys. So like he had the most potential in the NBA. He just wasn't the best yet. Larry Bird is seasoned. Boston is seasoned. They have championships under their belt. Obviously, Jordan's not going to beat Larry Bird and the Celtics. Like, they're one of the best teams of all time. That Bulls team is not on the all-time list for anything. So it's like that team was not good. They weren't even supposed to be in the playoffs. Why would they beat Boston? Please tell me. So I don't even know why Isaiah Thomas is even going on like that. Like Larry Bird is someone that you could just beat just because you have one player. Like, you're not gonna beat this Boston Celtics with just one player. They didn't even have Pippen. Like, come on. Craziness.
On mutual respect and skill. This next one wasn't one of them. Seriously, Bill Laimbeer wasn't just disliked. He was despised. To Detroit, Laimbeer was known for his physical play, tough defense, and hard work ethic. But around the league, players viewed him as dirty. He clotheslined, elbowed, flopped, and taunted, turning basketball into a brawl.
Barkley gets in the left. Laimbeer will come back with an uppercut.
Even his own teammate, Isaiah Thomas, once said, quote, "If I didn't know Bill, I wouldn't have liked him either." And Larry Bird, he hated him the most.
By Laimbeer, and he pulled Bird to the ground. He slammed him to the ground.
And that also seemed to be the Celtics' chances in Game 5 of a playoff against the...
Quote, "There's nothing about him I respect."
I never really ever liked Laimbeer in any social situation.
No.
Yeah.
And it's because he was a dirty player.
Right.
He had to do what he had to do. I understand that.
The tension between the two first boiled over in 1985 in the Eastern Conference semifinals. In Game 2, Laimbeer delivered a pair of offensive elbows to Bird's face, opening up a
Got
cut.
it back, so they reset it at 5. Laimbeer walked with it, then committed a foul. Knocked Bird.
He retaliated on the scoreboard. Bird went off for 30 second-half points, torching Laimbeer's Pistons and securing the win. Over the series, Larry dropped 40 points twice and sent Detroit home in 6 games.
Okay. I'm going to end the video there. But I don't understand why Laimbeer even... Like, I know that's his game, right? But that's not going to work for everybody. You're going to try to hurt Larry Bird. Larry Bird's not coming off the court. Let's get that straight. Larry Bird's not coming off the court. As we all know, he went through all those back injuries, and he was still playing. He was still putting up good 20-something points a game when he got older. He had back injuries, but he's not coming off the court. Even if you elbow him, that's just gonna get him more upset, and he's gonna have 30 points in the second half. Like, and he's gonna beat you. Like, you're adding fuel to the fire. Like, dirty players, I really don't get it. You can't do that to players that are all-time greats. Larry Bird at that moment, he's probably the greatest player of all time at that moment. Him and Magic, like, they're probably the greatest players of all time. I mean, it's probably debatable, but like, it's probably debatable based off of Kareem and Will and those guys. People are probably debating still, but really, realistically, if we're thinking about it now and like who is the best out of that era right now, thinking about it, it's either Larry or Magic. Either Larry or Magic or Kareem. Those three. But you could say Larry Bird was the GOAT at that moment. You could say that. So it's like a guy of that stature, a guy that ability, a guy with so much IQ, a guy that has that goes off of just feel. Like if you give him a reason to go off, he's gonna go off. He could do that. He could take over the game if he wants to. So to play dirty and to upset him is not gonna work for you. He knows those mental games. Like, if you try to get into his head, he's gonna take advantage of that and dominate you. Like, he's gonna kill your team. Like, you just lost the game for your team. You're not helping your team. So I know that's his role, but his role is not to lose games. It's not for his team. It's not to egg on superstars so they can drop 30 in the second half. That's not what the coach wants. So yeah, I don't get players like that. Just like Draymond Green, players like Draymond Green are just like, I get it, but it doesn't always work for every player. Like, comment, subscribe, share. I'm trying to get to 10,000 subscribers, but trying to get some views, trying to get the views up consistently, trying to get to like 2,000, 4,000 views per video, trying to get there. I know it's going to be a process, but yeah, just share my videos and turn on your post notifications and all that. Yeah, this was a good video. I'm gonna say a prayer. In the name of Jesus, I pray whoever's watching this video, bless them from the crown of their heads to the soles of their feet. Whoever's watching this video, allow them to be blessed abundantly, and put everything of this world aside. Allow them to put everything of this world aside and to put God first, and to not tap into their fleshly desires, but to tap into the Holy Spirit that's within them, and to share their light with everybody that's around them, and to be disciples, and to allow people to grow with them, and to share their wisdom, knowledge, and discernment to the youth and people around them and their family, people that don't know Christ. So in the name of Jesus, I pray, allow everybody to be a light of the Holy Spirit that will shine bright and will affect everybody's lives that are around them. In the name of Jesus, I pray. Amen. So stay blessed, stay lit, and I'm out.